The Seahawks, who opened their new state-of-the-art facility, Quest Field, in 2002, will play host for our upcoming game between Jacksonville and Seattle. Let's take you now to Tom Hammond and Chris Collinsworth, who are getting set for the kickoff.
We couldn't have asked for a better day for football as we get ready for today's game. Welcome, everyone. Tom Hammond and Chris Collinsworth here with a call. Taken from the 3-yard line. Goes out of bounds at the 25. I'm sure they'd like to come away with some points as they take the field for the first time. Single back formation, 3 wide receivers. Nice play fake. Rockets it out. This pass is incomplete. Porter wasn't able to bring it in. Incomplete pass on the play. So they'll face a 2nd and 10. Ball on the 25. Taylor lines up as the deep back, I formation. Gains his way to the 33-yard line. That's a gain of 8.
You know, one of the dangers of blitzing is that if you can break that first line of the defense, now you just don't have the pursuit in behind it to stop the run.
They'll give it off here. He didn't get back to the line. That series has to be disappointing for coaching.
Yeah, their poor defense didn't even have time to go over and get a glass of water. All of a sudden, the punter's back on the field and the defense has to go play again.
Gets the punt away. And they make the fair catch. They'll set up shop at the 27. First down, 10 to go.
Blue 15. Blue 15.
They'll throw on first down. He needs to get the pass off. He doesn't get back to the line. That one goes for a loss of about 5.
You got to give the defense a lot of credit on that one. They made a little correction at the line of scrimmage, and they had that play pegged right from the start.
Here we go. Regular. 180. Reload. Watch the run now.
Hasselback drops to throw. Makes the reception. He's dropped at the 34-yard line. Nice toss that time that'll get them a lot closer.
You know, there's really no doubting this quarterback's physical skills. Sometimes he struggles with his mechanics or accuracy, but I don't think that there's really any issue. This guy has the ability to be an elite quarterback.
And it looks short from up here. And they can't get anything on the ground.
Big run stuff that time by the defense, bringing up 4th down. Tremendous play.
Punts it. Northcutt fields it at the 26. Brought down around the 37-yard line. I really like this guy's ability to return kicks.
Yeah, you know this guy's been back there making plays since his college days, his high school days, pee-wee football, flag football, playing touch in the back. This guy can break it no matter where he is.
Tackled at the 39-yard line. They get 2 yards.
Tom, that was a run blitz on that play. They brought the middle linebacker effectively, filling all the gaps, and there was simply nowhere for the running back to go.
He gets another carry. And they get him at the 43-yard line. They get 3 yards on the play, and so it'll be 3rd down. Garrard steps to the line of scrimmage. Single backfield this time. Garrard looking to throw. He throws on the run. Brought down right around the 44-yard line. Nice job by the quarterback to hit the tight end for a decent gain.
You know, tight ends may not come up with those real explosive plays down the field all the time, but they sure are a nice target for the quarterback.
They'll give it off here. He's brought down at the 38. They keep it on the ground, and the halfback gains about 7 yards. Jacksonville is going with the offset eye backfield. Gerard hands it off straight ahead. Tackled right around the 34-yard line. So a pickup of maybe 3. Offset I formation in the backfield. Lewis gives to the back. Brought down at the 30. About 4 yards on the counter by the halfback. Second down, 6 yards to go. Ball on the 30. 3 wide receiver. Another run. He's dropped around the 28-yard line. Taylor gets around 3 on that halfback counter play. Third down once again. Let's see if they can convert this one. One-man backfield. He lost yardage on the play. Looked for a seam, but he wasn't able to find anything.
And let's give credit to the defense. They had a great push there. They got in the backfield, took control of their own gaps.
The kick is up. It's got the distance. And it's good. And we'll take a quick look at the drive summary. Excellent kick here. He's hammered at the 26-yard line. They could do nothing against this defense on their previous drive. The Seahawks line up with 2 tight ends. They hand it off. He'll be brought down behind the line of scrimmage. A great defensive effort there.
Did you see how fast that linebacker was on that one? Not only did he recognize it, but when he did recognize it, he had the explosiveness to get there.
Drops back to pass. On the run, he throws it. He's tackled at the 37. He made the right read on that pass.
Nice play that time by the quarterback. You know, we talk about progressions and going from one receiver to the next, but this quarterback is doing a great job in the pre-snap read, knowing who the first guy will be and getting him the football.
Looking to throw. They get to him. I would expect to see a little better protection from the guys up front on the offensive line.
Yeah, I have to agree. When you start giving up sacks like that, it really changes the complexion of the game. And I think in particular, the quarterback who has this clock in his head working, he starts to anticipate when the pressure is going to get there. And if he starts thinking it's going to happen sooner, all of a sudden the timing of your offense is completely off.
Oh, and he drops it. Branch was the intended receiver, but they can't complete the pass. The defense is in the dime.
Half. Come on, lock him down. Go White. Hey, let's go.
Back to pass. Looks for a man open. Brings this one in. Hit and drop behind the line. That'll go for a 1-yard loss.
Boy, that's just great anticipation by the defense there. They saw that play coming and were all over it.
He punts it. Northcutt fields it at the 29. The defender gets him to the ground. And they take the field again, looking to capitalize on their previous drive, which resulted in a field goal. The Jaguars line up with an offset eye backfield. Hands it to the back. He's hammered in the backfield. Tried to find something, but there wasn't anything there for him.
Yeah, not anything at all. And as a running back, you're probably going back to the huddle going, guys, a little help, please?
Garrard drops to throw. Rockets it. The pass falls incomplete. That was not a good throw at all.
Under pressure, he felt the heat that time and was forced to throw it away quickly.
The defense comes out in the dime package. Looks to pass. Passes the ball. Excellent open field tackle. Nice pass, but not enough for the first. That'll bring up 4th down.
Pretty nice play that time. They picked up some good yardage, but they lost the battle on 1st and 2nd down and left themselves in 3rd and long. Just too much to overcome.
Gets it away cleanly. It'll go out at the 29. They couldn't do anything against this defense on their last drive, and they were forced to punt. Drops back on 1st down. With the catch. He's knocked out at the 45. Beautiful touch pass by the quarterback.
And I always thought that was one of the toughest throws for a quarterback to make. You get in there and you're so intense, and to try and put that sort of deft little touch on a ball, that's hard.
Here we go, baby. Here we go. Let's keep him down here. Goes left. Let's go left.
Setting up play action. He tries to scramble. Drops the sure pick. The defender was able to get a hand on it.
And really, that came as a result of pretty physical play at the line of scrimmage. They're banging these guys around and not letting them get into their routes.
Come on, guys. Regular. Come on, D. Hey, win that.
Fullback straight ahead. Brought down at the 43-yard line. A 2-yard carry by the fullback. It's 3rd down now and 8 to go. Ball on the 43. Jacksonville lines up with 5 defensive backs. He drops back. He throws a bullet across the middle. Cuts back and he's dropped. That one worked just as they drew it up.
Good pass, good catch, I agree. Sometimes there's really nothing you can do as a defense to stop a well-executed pass play.
Seattle using an audible. He fakes it. Scans the field. Nelson catches it. Interception. Well, he looked like he was in the right place at the right time.
Unless you're the quarterback, then he was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
They line this one up in shotgun. 4 wide receivers are split out in the formation. They'll work the left side. Tackled right around the 46-yard line. 2-yard gain, and that will bring up 2nd down. 2nd down, 8 yards to go. Ball on the 47-yard line.
Hold on. Left. Goes right, Lucy. Overwatch, red man. Right, goes right.
Little handoff. And they get him around the 48-yard line. Taylor comes away with 5 yards on the carry. We've got 3rd and 3 here. Ball on the 48. Shotgun formation. They'll throw for the first. Scrambles for yardage. He's dropped around the 43-yard line. It looks like he just made it.
And remember, those guys on the field can't see that yellow line, but sometimes they can feel it. That time, just enough for that 1st down.
He's tackled at the 43-yard line, and the halfback has nowhere to go. Second down, 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Jacksonville goes with the ace set here. Counter play. They tackle him for a loss. Nowhere to go that time, as the defensive front got very good penetration.
And that's really the key to stopping the counter play. Because with all those offensive linemen and the slow motion in the backfield, if you can get penetration, you can really disrupt the counter.
He drops back, surveys the field. Batted away, and the pass was knocked away at the last minute.
Well, at the end of the game, you go back and you basically say what happened on third down, and you have a pretty good indication of how that game came out. Good play by the defense.
Punts it. This one's going to go out of bounds at the 23. The quarterback leads his offense back onto the field after turning it over on their last drive.
Hurry up, here we go. Go get it. Blue 15. Blue 15. Don't nothing change. Come on, baby.
Here's the give. He fights forward to about the 26. Jones gets 3 yards on the play. Only one man back.
Here we go. Regular. Wait, 80. Wait, 80. Hey, come on. Regular.
Inside handoff. And they get him at the 28-yard line. Gain of 2.
And that's why you send all those guys to plug up the holes, and that time there were no holes, really, and he was lucky to get anything on the play.
Seattle sends a man in motion. Looks to pass. Rifles it left. Tackled at the 37. So on third down, he finds his receiver and gets a big gain.
Receivers who can make plays like that on third down tend to have nice, long careers.
He looks to throw on first down. He catches another. He's tackled at about the 45-yard line. Picked up 9 on the play. Short yardage situation here, 2nd and a yard. Seattle lines up in a pro set.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 15.
He'll get the call again. Loose football. Spicer scoops it. And the defense comes up with a big play there.
Well, the number one rule for a halfback is you have to be able to hold on to the football. All the statistics show you turn it over and you're going to lose.
There are 4 wide receivers split out. The quarterback in the gun. They give it to the tailback. He's brought down around the 29-yard line. A pickup of about 7. That brings up 2nd down. They'll come out with 3 wide receivers. They're going to pitch it. Dropped behind the line. Not what they were looking for on that play call.
You know, for a running back, there comes a point in time where you say, all right, this play is not working. Let me just get as much as I can and try to get it back to the line of scrimmage.
Looking to throw. Throws it out. Comes down with it. And they get him about the 25-yard line. It's completed, but it'll wind up short.
Well, it's not a horrible call in that situation because you put the ball in the hands of a playmaker. You try and allow him to create, but you're seeing now defensively, when they close together like that, it's going to be awfully tough to pick up that first down.
The kick is up. It's got the distance. And he put that one through nicely.
It's a pretty rare kicker that can kick a ball that far with that kind of accuracy. That was just a cannon shot.
He gets his leg into this one. He's tackled at the 24-yard line. So before the offense hits the field, let's take the time to let you know that our game is brought to you by EA Sports. 3 wide receivers. They'll throw on first down. He throws it. Knocks it away. And the defender breaks up the play.
Just great position that time on the defensive side. The receiver really never had a chance on that one.
Seattle lines up in a pro set.
For your home and vehicle.
Regular. Let's roll.
Throws a bullet. He's dropped at the 36-yard line. Excellent pass by the quarterback on that play.
I'm really enjoying watching the timing between this receiver and the quarterback. We're seeing a well-schooled offense now going to work.
Drops back on first down. And it's completed. And he dropped him in the open field. Short completion there. That doesn't give them much in terms of yardage that time.
Well, the defense forced them to make the quick read and throw on that one. The catch was made, but there wasn't much yardage to go along with it. It's up to the receiver to make something happen on a play like that.
From their own 39-yard line. Big set this time with 2 tight ends.
Here we go. Rush.
They hand it off. Brought down at the 42. The back gets 3 on the carry. They'll go from the I formation. He throws right. He steps out at the 47-yard line. And that will be enough for the first down.
You know, it really wasn't a horrible call that time by the defense. But anytime you have to try and stop an offense like this in those medium yardage situations, you really have to come up in the coverage.
2nd and 9 coming up here. Ball on the 49-yard line.
Just hit him in the mouth. Here we go, baby. Here we go. Who's 15?
Back to pass. Throws it. This one falls incomplete. And now the offense will be faced with a 3rd down situation. They line up at the 49. Single set backfield. Looks to pass. He needs to make a decision. Pass is complete. He's tackled at the 42. Oh boy, that's a nice play on 3rd down.
Clutch play by the receiver that time on 3rd down. As a receiver, you really have to just flat out want the ball in that situation. You can tell that this guy really does.
On play action, looking for an open man. And it's knocked loose. Ingram was the intended receiver, but the pass fell incomplete. Hasselbeck is under center. He has 2 backs behind him. Hasselbeck calls for motion left. Hasselbeck takes it back. Throws while on the run. He's brought down at the 30.
Matt Hasselbeck is really a perfect West Coast style of quarterback. He's quick in the pocket. He has a quick release. He understands defenses, and he rarely makes those mental mistakes.
Two jet. Come on. Hey, watch the sideline.
He looks to throw on first down. Throws on the run. And they can't complete the first down pass attempt. 2nd down coming up.
2nd down.
Here's the 12th play of the drive.
Let's go.
Hasselbeck steps to the line of scrimmage. 2 tight ends this time.
Here we go. No, look out. Who's 15? Hey, look the stretch. Hey, watch the sideline.
And he will lose yardage on the play. They got him all bottled up before he could go anywhere, and that makes it 3rd down. They're 2 for 2 on 3rd down so far on this drive. They'll try to convert once again here.
Here we go. Wait, 80. Zebra. Run around.
Hasselbeck drops back to pass. He throws on the run. Tackled around the 16-yard line.
You know, one of the dangers in playing against Matt Hasselbeck is he's so good at those quick throws and the West Coast style of offense and getting the ball out of his hands that every once in a while a defense tends to sort of creep down on him and try and make plays, and then all of a sudden, right over the top, he hits you for a touchdown. That's the kind of ability this guy has. Very patient, but has big play capability.
That was a great time to call for the corner blitz.
Anytime you blitz a corner, it's risky. You leave a receiver open, but so many times the quarterback is not expecting those corner blitzes, so they're not really watching out there. And the offensive lineman, it's really easy to miss those guys too.
Catch is made, and they get him at the 12. Branch gains 7 yards with the catch. The offense lining up, hoping to convert on third again, their 4th attempt of the drive.
Here we go, baby. Here we go. Blue 15. Blue 15. Omaha. Play 3, regular.
Looking to throw. Passes to the end zone. He drops it. Branch was the intended receiver, but they can't complete the pass. So it's 4th down, and they'll attempt the field goal here. This one is from about 29 yards out. And it splits the uprights. And now we'll take a quick look at the drive summary. The kick. Jones-Drew fields it at the 2. Brought down at the 31. So as the offense heads back onto the field, we'll take this time to remind you that our game is brought to you by EA Sports. If it's in the game, it's in the game. He drops back to pass. There for the reception. He's brought down at the 35. Nice pass and catch on that play that gets him a lot closer.
Yep, and that's really just the way they drew that one up. You take what the defense gives, looking to move the ball efficiently downfield with intermediate passes.
Drops back, short pass. And he's hammered at the 35. Maybe a yard. The defense lines up in the nickel. Play action. Throws right. Tackled at the 50. A good play to the tight end that time.
And tight ends are so big that as coverage people, it's tough to figure out how to defend them. If you're on, they throw it to their right side. If you're behind them, they throw it in front. Tight ends are tough to cover.
Here's the halfback. He's tackled right around the 46-yard line. That's a 3-yard gain.
As a quarterback, you really want to make that pre-snap read, and it's kind of hard to not see the middle linebacker. He came on the blitz that time, and sometimes you just need to get out of a play like that.
Let's go, guys. Come on. Watch the switch.
Again, he'll get the call. He's brought down at the 40. The ball carrier gives them 6 yards on the ground. The offense facing another 3rd down here as they line up. The Jaguars line up with 3 receivers, single back formation. And they'll try and get the first through the air. Sacked on the play. That was a great time to dial up the safety blitz.
Safety blitzes are so tough to account for in the NFL. Plus, you have guys that weigh about 210 pounds, typically very athletic, great quick pass rushing moves. We're seeing more and more sacks come from the safety position.
Punts it. It'll go out at the 25-yard line. They had to settle for a field goal on their last drive. They take the field again, looking to put up another score. The defense come out with 5 defensive backs this time.
Wait, 80. Smart, man. Run. Watch that.
They hand it off. Brought down at the 30. A pickup of 5. That'll bring up 2nd down. They line up in a one-back set.
Here we go. Blue 15. Regular.
Left call.
You got close left. Bang.
Jones takes the handoff, and they get him around the 32-yard line. Maybe got a couple of yards, but that's about it, and so it'll be third down. Pro formation here. Again with the run. Makes a cut, and he will be hit and dropped. Looks like he might have just gotten enough to convert for the first.
I wasn't sure he had that one, but remember, it's not where the ball carrier is. It's where the ball is. That time the officials marked it just across the line.
Maybe a yard on the run by the halfback. They line up at the 37. The Seahawks go with the I formation. Back to throw. Throws middle. He's tackled at the 46-yard line. Good job locating the gap in the coverage on that play.
You know, that's the kind of pass pattern I used to always love to run, because if the defense is even a little bit lax in their coverage, it's pretty easy to get that one in there.
Play action. Brings it in. Tackled right around the 38-yard line. That pass is good for a first down.
And he had some zip on that one, didn't he? He reared back and threw that one about as hard as he could.
They hand it off again. He's dropped right around the 34-yard line. 4-yard gain on the play, and that will bring up second down. It's 2nd and 6 coming up. This is the 8th play of this drive.
Blue 15. Left.
He's dropped for a loss. That's what you call a great individual effort.
Yeah, it really just throws you off rhythm to have a play that gains nothing. You know, you're going to get something, 2, 3, 4 yards, and it keeps you in that rhythm. But when a defense makes a play like that, it really throws your offense off.
Looks to pass. Looks down the field. Makes the grab. Brought down around the 35-yard line. And for as good of a catch as that was, this offense now has to deal with a 4th down. Northcutt awaiting the return. He gets it away. So this one goes into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. Let's see if the offense can put something together on this drive. He drops back to pass. On the run, he throws it. And they get him around the 31-yard line. And a nice pick up there.
Nice play that time. The defense came with the blitz there. He made a good read, delivered a nice ball in there to the open man.
Jacksonville sends a man in motion to the right. Drops back. He throws it. Tackled around the 43-yard line. Nice little pitch and catch with the wideout.
Patience for a wide receiver is just so key. He's able to manipulate that defense, set them up one play, come back with the exact same look, and break off of it the next. Beautifully run.
On play action. He's dropped for the sack. What can they do to put a stop to this guy getting to the quarterback?
Well, that's sack number 2 for him. There's no question now. You've got to change your game plan. You're not getting it done with one-on-one blocking. Have to give some help. Have to get the quarterback feeling a little more confident back there.
Garrard drops to throw. Gets the throw away. Brought down at midfield. So they pick up quite a few yards on that play.
Yeah, really a nice route that time. One of the keys to playing wide receiver is the ability to not only get into cuts, but to get out of the cuts. That time, very explosive coming out of that cut, and it made the difference.
They hand it off. He's brought down at about the 47-yard line. What happened there?
When you run the ball in that situation, typically it means you have a little more faith in your offensive line and your running back than you do the quarterback and the receivers. And that time, the offensive line and the running back didn't get it done.
Gets it away cleanly. This one's going to go out of bounds at the 24. Once again, we'll take this opportunity to remind you that this game is brought to you by the fine folks at EA Sports. Handoff to the right. He gets out to about the 25-yard line. Jones comes away with about 2 yards on the counter play. 2nd and 8. Hasselbeck steps to the line of scrimmage. They'll come out in the single back formation. Man in motion. On play action. Strong throw to his right. Tipped pass. They can't hook up on the pass. Now the offense will be facing 3rd down. It's 3rd down now and 8 to go. The Jaguars line up with 6 DBs on the field. He drops back. Throws while on the run. Hit hard at the 41-yard line. Great time for that type of pass. It worked to perfection.
And that was a nice job by the offensive line, allowing the quarterback enough time to survey the field and find the open guy.
They'll throw on 1st down. Gets the pass away. He's dropped at the 49-yard line. Strong, accurate throw leads to a pretty good gain.
Now, they didn't pick up the 1st down that time, but you drop back, you make a good throw like that. Now you're in position to try and pick up this 1st down.
Hasselbeck takes it back with the pass. Tips it away. And now the offense will be faced with a 3rd down situation. 3rd and 1 coming up on this play. Jones lines up as the single back. The defense has him surrounded. That one was way off target.
And if you had a guy that big running at you, all you would do is just turn and hide, brother. I know you.
Gets it away cleanly. 2 minutes to go in the half. They had to punt it away on their previous drive. They'll take over at the 20. 1st down now and 10 to go. 1-man backfield. Wrightster goes in motion to the right. He looks to throw on 1st down. Dumps it out right. And they get him at the 31. A nice completion to the tight end.
I always thought tight ends were sort of like pacifiers for babies. You know, just about the time that you need a little security blanket, you know where to go.
The Jaguars motion to the right side. Garrard looking to throw on 1st down. It's tipped and intercepted. He's tackled at the 39-yard line. And just a great interception by the cornerback.
Might want to start thinking about trying to pick on that guy. We've seen all day he has simply been quicker to the spot than the wide receivers coming into his area.
Looks to pass. Throws on the run. And it's picked. He's in. Touchdown. And just like that, they make it a 2-possession game.
What a tremendous return that was. And even better, now you have a little breathing room when you look up at that scoreboard.
This should add the extra point. Point after is good. The kick. Taken from the 3-yard line. He's hammered at the 30. On his last drive, the quarterback completed a pass, but to the other team. Throwing another one could be disastrous to this offense. Seattle lines up with a split backfield. Man in motion. Drops back on first down. Gets the throw off. Tackled at the 42. He gunned that one in there for the first down, didn't he?
He really did, and when you watch a guy throw a ball that hard, they don't move their arm any faster. You see him driving off that back leg. That was a pretty pass.
First down, 10 to go. We're at the 1-minute mark, first half. First down, looking to throw. Sacked! The Seahawks will take a timeout. That's their second of the half. The defense sets up in the nickel. Back to throw. He throws on the run. Brought down right around the 48-yard line. An impressive showing by the wideout in the first half. He's already gone over 100 yards receiving.
Not a lot of mystery to this offense, is there? They're going to get it to this wide receiver. They know what he's capable of doing, and there is some great communication going on, verbal and nonverbal, between the quarterback and the receiver out here in the first half.
Not a bad pickup that time.
Yeah, the defense came with pressure, but they couldn't quite get to the quarterback, and they paid a price. He got it out of there, picked up a nice game.
They'll throw on first down. Short throw to the right. It's completed. And they get him about the 27-yard line. Pretty nice throw on that play.
And a pretty good catch on the other end, too. That's one of those plays that's quickly becoming one of the staples in this offensive passing attack.
They'll get the ball here at the 35. First and 10. The Jaguars come out in a single back formation. He fakes it, throws it short, makes the catch. Defense pushes him out of bounds at the 48-yard line. And we've come to halftime here. The score is 13-3. He kicks it off. He'll return it from the 1. He's tackled at the 29-yard line. So before the offense hits the field, let's take the time to let you know that our game is brought to you by EA Sports. Feeds it to the back. He fights forward to about the 30, and the halfback has nowhere to go. They line up with split backs.
Blue 15. Come on, Blue 15. Hey, it's empty. Stand it loud. Come on, make a play. Let's go, let's go.
Hasselback dropping back. Is there for the catch. Hasselback. And another connection that goes for good yardage.
And we really see the trust that is developing between this receiver and the quarterback. That if the quarterback has confidence that you're going to be where he thinks you're going to be, he will throw it to you more often than he'll throw it to somebody else.
Short throw to the left. He's dropped at the 40. Good call to not force anything downfield.
Yeah, the defense had that pretty well covered, but the quarterback made a smart decision, dumped it out of there, and picked up the first down.
Jones is the deep back as they line up in the I.
We go right. Hey, you get ready for some deep, baby. Right, 80. That's hot then. On the right, stand left. Walk the hard count.
The halfback with the carry. Brought down at the 44-yard line. The halfback runs for 4 yards. From their own 44-yard line. The Seahawks come out in the ace formation.
Let's go, keep playing.
and they'll run him again. And he's drilled at the 47-yard line. The back gets 3 on the carry.
Boy, he just took a shot on that one. As a running back, the last thing in the world you want is a short gain and a big hit.
Sets up the play action. Pass completed. And they get him at the 45. A decent gain on the pass.
And that's good quarterback play. He recognized the blitz, he understood what was happening with the coverage behind it, and found the open man.
Here we go, babe. Here we go. Wait, 80. Wait, 80. Hold on. Middle.
He fights forward to about the 43 and a pickup of about 2. That brings up second down.
I'm trying to get you over there, baby. 3-7, pull back there. Just hit him in the mouth. Here we go, baby. Here we go. Blue 15. Blue 15.
Hasselbeck has completed every pass on this drive. Smith bats it down. Jones was the intended receiver on the play, and it falls incomplete. Offense facing another third down situation. They've been very effective converting on this drive.
Go make this run, baby. We go right. Yeah, we see that. Wait, 80. Overwatch, red man. Here we go.
Hasselbeck dropping back. He's under a heavy rush. And he's decleated at the 36-yard line. So the completion is short of the first down.
Yeah, I think you have to think about going for it here in this situation. You're down, you're in the second half. It's time to be a little bolder here.
Kick is up. And he hit the crossbar, no good. That's got to be a tough one to miss for this kicker.
No question about it. And clearly the forte of this kicker is his accuracy. That one was clearly between the uprights, just not quite enough power to get there.
Taylor, the ball carrier. He took a shot at the 46-yard line. Taylor picks up 2 yards with the carry. 2nd and 8. Ball at their own 46. Garrard lines up under center. 2 tight ends in the formation. Hands it off. He gets out to about the 48-yard line. A couple of yards there. That'll bring up third down. Offset I formation in the backfield. Garrard calls for motion left. And he's dragged down for the sack. They really have to find a way to pick up the blitz better than that.
You know, quarterbacks get paid big bucks to put points on the board, make big plays. Well, defensive ends get paid big bucks to keep those quarterbacks from doing it. That time the defensive end got it done.
Podlesh kicks it, and man, did he get a leg into this one. He brings it in at the 14. Tackled at about the 31. Pretty nice job picking up yardage on that punt return.
He's definitely got some breakaway potential when he's back there returning kicks. You give him just a little bit of room, he could break it for a big one.
Let's go, y'all. Let's go. Dre's live. Let's go. We're up. Two jet. Go.
Setting up play action. Short pass to his left. He's pushed out around the 37-yard line. He was lucky to get that one off. He was under a lot of pressure in the pocket.
Hey, no need to force it. He just took what the defense gave him there, found the open man, and picked up a few yards.
Down. Blue 15. Blue 15. Walk in. We're about to toss it up.
And they were lucky to fall on that one. The defense was closing in to scoop it up.
You have to protect the ball. It's really just as simple as that. You cannot have turnovers and expect to be successful in a game like this.
Hasselbeck drops back. Gets the pass out. And he's out of bounds, incomplete. They went with a sideline pass, but he couldn't stay in bounds.
And that would have been a spectacular catch if he'd been able to come up with that one, just thrown a little bit too far outside.
Punts it. Makes the fair catch. The defense could do no wrong the last time this team had the ball. The offense will take over at the 25. The offense lines up with 3 wide receivers. On play action, short throw to the right. Brought down at the 33. Another fine passing catch on that play.
I know we all talk about 40-yard dash times in the NFL, but as a receiver, if you are a great route runner and you understand what the defenses are trying to do to you, it doesn't matter if you run a 4.3 40. If you can get in and out of your cuts like this guy, you will always be able to play.
Not a bad run by the fullback there.
Yeah, here's a guy that typically is in there just to block, but when he does get an opportunity to carry the football, you can see he gets excited, and here he got the job done.
They'll throw on first down. Defense closing in. Defender gets his hand on it. What an effort out there. He just got his hands in there and broke it up.
I love watching the closing speed of this defense. When they see the ball, they go get it.
He didn't get his feet set as he threw. He's brought down around the 45-yard line. The defense didn't have a chance on that one. Great throw that time.
Yeah, really not much a defense can do when you get a guy that can throw the football like that. You know, you get yourselves in position defensively, you think you're in the right spot, you're going to make a play, and a guy makes a throw like that and you go, hey, that's a good throw.
And a nice pass to the tight end.
So much of the game today revolves around those substitution packages, trying to bring extra defensive backs on the field to try and help against the pass. But when you have a big receiving tight end, that really makes that plan awfully tough to execute.
Here's the give. He'll be brought down behind the line of scrimmage. No one picked up the linebacker, and it cost them.
And when your defensive line can handle their guys up front and not allow the offensive linemen to get down on the linebackers, it really gives those linebackers a chance to look great.
He's looking to throw. He throws right. He's tackled right around the 28-yard line. Gain of 10 on the pass completion. Here's the 8th play of this series. They line up in a double tight set. Taylor takes the give. He's going to be tackled for a loss. The defense seemed to do everything right there.
And you love to see those linebackers playing downhill like that, not just flowing sideline to sideline, but attacking and trying to get in the backfield.
Punts it. Through the end zone for a touchback. They were forced to punt on their last drive. The defense is in the nickel.
Here we go. Wait, 80. Game, 22 press. Game. Let's go, guys. Come on.
Fakes the run. Looks left. Throws. He's dropped at the 34. They pick up several yards there on the pass.
And that fake really was the difference. Not only did the quarterback sell it, the running back sold it, the offensive line did, and the receiver was open for a nice play.
He drops back to pass, throws it short, and it's knocked down. And they can't complete the first down pass attempt. Second down coming up. They'll face second down and 10. Hasselbeck lines up under center. 3 receivers wide this time.
Regular. Viking blizzard. Let's go. Jam free.
There's a play fake. And he makes the one-handed grab. And he made a great open field tackle. And not a whole lot of yardage gained on that one, Chris.
And that's one of those plays where you leave it up to the receiver to make yardage after the catch is made. When he can't find his way into open space, you'll see plays like that.
Here's the halfback. He doesn't get back to the line. No chance there. That will be 4th down.
The defense was just all over that. I have to think offensively they were concerned that maybe they were going to get blitzed in that situation, try and pop one in there. But when you call a run and it fails, it looks bad in that spot.
He punts it. Northcutt takes it at the 25. He's brought down at the 36-yard line. Well, we know they can move the ball. They were starting to on their last drive, but the defense forced a punt. The backfield is in the offset I formation. First down, looking to throw. Gets the pass away. He's tackled at the 49-yard line. Great pickup for the first on that one.
And really what makes NFL football so special is the ability of these quarterbacks to throw it and these great receivers to catch it. That's just fun to watch.
Huge pressure by the defense. He's dragged down on the play. The offensive line has really struggled so far in this one.
I really don't know what you do as an offense at this point, because if it's one guy struggling or one guy winning the battle, you can help one side or another. But when your entire offensive line is getting beat on a consistent basis, what do?
Moves up in the pocket. Knocked away. The pass was deflected and swatted away by the defender.
I think the quarterback may have had to throw that ball a little sooner than he wanted to. The pressure was starting to get there.
Garrard drops back. Completed. And they get him at the 47-yard line. Despite the great effort, it will still bring up 4th. They're trying to pin them deep with a solid punt right here. Gets it away cleanly. Goes into the end zone for a touchback. Let's see if the offense can put something together on this drive. They'll start at the 20-yard line. 1st and 10. One man in the backfield. Hasselbeck sends a guy in motion to the right. They'll throw on 1st down. Rifles it out there. Brought down at the 37. Good job to avoid the rush and get the pass off.
When you're trying to blitz the quarterback, you better have some talented corners on the outside, because as a wideout, just give me 3 or 4 seconds against the blitz, and it is awfully tough to try and cover that.
He looks to throw on 1st down. Throws the bullet to the right. Broken up. And it's batted away at the last minute by the defenders.
Just when it looked like the quarterback might sneak that one in there, a late pass defense and a good play.
We go right. White 80. White 80. Play.
With the misdirection. He's hammered in the backfield. The offense had a tough time picking up all their blocks on that play.
You know, you can draw up any sort of protection scheme and blocking scheme that you want, but ultimately this game comes down to one big man against another big man, and that time the defense's big men, they won the battle.
Come on, G. Right.
Back to pass. Throws it short. There for the catch. He's tackled around the 41-yard line. They were able to complete the pass on the play, but they'll still end up short of the 1st down.
And it's really up to the receiver in that situation to try and split the defenders. He has to find a way to duck a shoulder, to roll his head, to do something to, yes, they got the tackle, but they got it while I was still moving forward and able to pick up the 1st down.
It'll go out at the 38. So as the offense heads back onto the field, we'll take this time to remind you that our game is brought to you by EA Sports. If it's in the game, it's in the game. They go with the run. And they get him at the 42. He carries the ball for 3, maybe 4 yards. 2nd and 6. Ball on the 42-yard line. They're in the shotgun with 3 wide receivers. Taylor will run it again. He's dropped around the 43-yard line. A pickup of a yard for the halfback. From their own 43-yard line. They line up with 1 running back in the backfield, 3 wide. Drops back. On the run, he throws it. He's brought down at the 43-yard line. That was a big-time play by the receiver.
And talking to this receiver earlier this week, he told me he had a lot of plays in the playbook, and he thought he was going to have a big day.
He looks to throw on 1st down. Dumps it out right. Batted away. The defender got there in time to break that play up.
He did. He was able to get his hands on the ball, but if he had missed that one might have turned into a really big play.
They'll give it off here. He lost yardage on the play. He couldn't get anywhere on that one.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to admit defeat on a play as a running back and just try and get that thing back to the line of scrimmage.
3 wideouts here. Garrard drops back to pass. Short pass to his left. Tackled around the 42-yard line. A pickup of 4.
Sometimes those quick slants don't look like too much, but if you break 1 tackle against man coverage, it could be a home run.
They're trying to pin them deep with a solid punt right here. Gets it away cleanly. This one's going to go out of bounds at the 19. Not much you can do on the return team there.
Great kick and even better coverage. Boy, it sure makes winning the field position battle a lot easier when you have special teamers like this.
Back to throw. With the throw, he's there for the catch. And they get him at the 39-yard line. Another completed pass puts him over the 300-yard mark.
And you know, this guy just loves to play football. I really like talking to him before the game. You can hear the passion in his voice. And when you have a leader that has that kind of passion and that kind of emotion, it's just so much easier to play the game.
He may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. That'll bring up 2nd down. So, at the end of 3, the score is 13-3. From their own 39-yard line. Hasselback is lined up under center. Single back formation this time.
Hurry up, regular. Wait, 80. Wait, 80. Hit him in the mouth.
Play fake. With a pass. And it's caught wide open. He's dropped at the 47-yard line. And a big catch by the tight end.
And I can tell you this, there's nothing the defensive backs hate more than to have one of those big tight ends in the open field.
Little handoff. He's tackled at the 41-yard line. The running back picks up 6 on that play. 2nd and 4 coming up here. Ball on the 41. Single set backfield. He's looking to throw. He throws it. He dropped it. And he just managed to get a piece of it. Nice play by the defender.
And as a receiver, you really have to do a better job of coming back to the football at that point. You have to help the quarterback.
Alert.
Back to throw. He throws left, and he caught it. And they get him at the 37. Not much chance of converting that pass into a first down.
Nah, and that's really what the defense was hoping for there. They settle their defense behind the chains, allow you to catch the ball, come up and make the tackle. Perfectly executed that time by the defense.
Big play, D. Let's go, baby. Get the ball out.
Play action. He's scrambling. And he catches it. To the 10. Into the end zone for a touchdown. What a big touchdown by the tight end.
You know, more and more in this league, we're seeing those big-time guys playing the tight end position. It used to be people that big couldn't run like that, but this guy is a weapon.
And this will make it a 3-point game. Up and good. Here's a quick look at the drive summary. The kick is away. And he gets brought down hard. They couldn't do anything against this defense on their last drive, and they were forced to punt. They'll go to work at the 25. First down, 10 to go. He looks to throw on first down. Scans the field. Throws while on the run. Hit him in the hands, but he can't hang on. A great play by the defense to knock the ball away.
And these defenders have been close all day. You better be careful if you're the quarterback. One of those is going to turn into an interception.
Get your hands up front. Quick game, 44 screw.
The halfback with the carry. He gets out to about the 28-yard line. Maybe got a couple of yards, but that's about it.
And Tom, that was because the defense filled up all the gaps. The back was looking for somewhere to run, but by bringing the run blitz, they took away all the holes and stopped them for a minimal gain.
Nice play fake. He scrambles away. He's dropped at the 37. A good amount of yards that time on the pass.
And running backs who are good receivers are pretty rare. You know, a lot of times those guys, they come out and they're good running the football, but they don't make the kind of plays in the passing game. This guy can clearly do both.
Rifles this one out to the right. Defender gets his hand on it. Oh my, the quarterback is lucky that one wasn't intercepted.
Yeah, you try and fit some of those into some tight holes, and every once in a while, you're going to get one pick, but that was a pretty good play by the defense.
Drops back to pass. Throws on the run. Brought down at the 48-yard line. They pick up some positive yards that time.
There's only a handful of quarterbacks in the league that would even dare that throw. Big, strong arm guy got it in. That was a tough throw.
They go with the run. And they get him at the 48-yard line. He barely got it past the line of scrimmage that time, and that will bring up second down. Second down now with 10 to go. Garrard comes to the line under center. Single back formation this time. He's under pressure. And it's caught. Stiff arms, and the defender still makes the tackle. That play-action pass didn't fool anybody. Jacksonville lines up in a double tight set. On the ground with a tailback. And we have a flag on the play. That might be holding. Let's see what the official's call is on the field.
Holding. Offense.
It'll be third down again after that penalty.
You know, third down football is hard enough in the National Football League, but when you start adding yardage onto it, it gets even tougher.
We're talking about bringing. Come on, D, let's get off the field now.
Jones drew it off the left side. What a shot! The defense probably wasn't looking for the run there.
Hey, and as a defense, if you want to run the ball in that situation, go ahead. Come up and make the tackle. You can go off and pout in the corner. We'll go back and celebrate with a little glass of water.
He punts it. It'll go out at the 23. The offense is looking to build off the momentum from their previous drive, which resulted in a touchdown. He looks to throw on first down. Rifles it to the left. Knocked out around the 33-yard line. Pretty risky throw that time, but it worked, so you won't see many complaints.
Probably the most dangerous throw in football right there. Anytime you see the quarterback throwing across his body like that, back into coverage, when it works, you go, boy, that looks pretty and that's easy to do, and you're always tempted to do it. But how many times have we seen a ball like that picked off?
And the defense has a heavy rush. Caught out of bounds, incomplete. They complete the pass, but he was out of bounds when he brought it in.
Yeah, that's a pretty safe throw there where only the receiver can make a play on the ball. Just a little too wide on that one.
Third and short, and they'll throw for it. Gets it off. He makes another reception on the drive. He puts something extra on that throw, and it'll keep the chains moving.
And that's really what it takes sometimes, because defenders are so quick out there. If you don't put a little extra pop on it, they can get there.
They go with the toss. It appears that we have a flag on the play. Looked like someone got caught holding. Here's the official call.
Holding offense.
It looked like he got a handful of jersey on that.
Well, you hold with your hands, but more often than not, holding is created by not moving your feet. There, clearly, he didn't get his feet in position, so he had no choice but to hold.
Who's the team? Who's the team? I'm trying to get you over there, baby. Green, 2-man. Stay right.
First down, looking to throw. The pass is away. Knocked down. Burleson was the intended receiver, but the pass fell incomplete. Second and long situation coming up here. The Jaguars bring in the nickel package.
Here you go, baby. Here we go.
Hasselback will look to pass. Surveys the field. Tipped pass and picked off. He's brought down at the 34. Why did he even make that pass?
You know, Tom, I think he got baited into that throw. He thought the defensive back was going elsewhere. He did a little fake, came back in, made the pick. Just a real heads-up play.
Looking to throw. He's dropped. Good job there by the end to get in there for the sack.
Man, I'm really impressed by that guy out there. You know, you try to single block him, you can't. You try and double team him, you still can't block him. There are some guys in the league that are just too good.
Jacksonville sends a man in motion. Drops back. Short throw to the right. Makes the reception. Tackled right around the 36-yard line. Looks like a gain of 3 on the pass. Third down and 13. 2 tight ends this time as they come out in a big set. The halfback with the carry. Brought down around the 23-yard line. So he works his way past the marker for a first down.
Sometimes defensively, you're so sure they're going to throw the football, you just take your eye off the running back for a second, and that time they broke it out of there for a huge first down.
First down, looking to throw. He throws right. Great open field tackle. Nice little pickup on that pass pattern.
And I really shouldn't feel this way, but I get a little nervous every time this guy goes up to make a catch, because he's had a little bit of a history of dropping some balls, but today doing a nice job hanging on and a big play there.
They keep it on the ground with the tailback. They tackle him for a loss. There was no way that defensive end was letting him go by.
Yeah, you could really see the defensive end on that one, controlling his blocker, biding his time, and simply waiting there to make the play.
Nice play fake. Dumps it out right. He's dropped at the 12. Jones gains 4 yards and a first down on that reception.
Very nice start to the drive. 3 first downs and a pretty ball thrown that time by the quarterback.
Offset I formation in the backfield. Another run. And he will lose yardage on the play. They get a 1-yard loss on that one. That brings up second down. The Jaguars come out in a shotgun set. He needs to get the pass off. Garrard will be sacked. And that was a nice play to get in there for the sack.
The key to playing defense is getting good penetration. If you can make that quarterback move around sometimes, even if you don't get to him like they did on that play, you can still disrupt an offense.
Jones drew the ball carrier. Tackled at about the 9-yard line. They keep it on the ground, and the halfback gains about 7 yards. It's fourth down, and the field goal unit is out to try this 27-yarder. And right down the middle. He put that one right through the upright. And here's your drive summary for that last series. The kick. Burleson takes it from the 6. Dropped at the 29-yard line. The quarterback threw a pick on their last drive. Let's see if he's able to shake it off. Jones is the deep back as they line up in the I. Branch motions to the left side. Drops back. Short throw to the left. He's brought down at the 45. He's putting on a show out there. How's he doing it, Chris?
Well, one of the things I really like to watch with this guy is the way he goes through his progressions. He doesn't just get fixated on one receiver. He will go to the first guy, not there, go to the second, not there, go to the check down. That's what you like to see out of a quarterback.
Nice play fake. Looking for a receiver. Lack of concentration as it bounces away. Ingram was the intended receiver, and he can't bring it in. Second down, 10 yards to go. Only one man back.
Play your assignments, man. Hey, watch the screen. Wait, 80. Half.
Looks to pass. Strong throw. And they get him at the 35. A nice-looking play that time.
Yeah, when you see the blitz, you have to understand your own protections, because if your protection is sliding away from the blitz, you have no choice but to get it out of there to the hot receiver.
It's the tailback. Huge hit at the 37-yard line. Big-time play by the defensive end.
Listen, I would never want to block a defensive lineman, so, I've seen these guys. I know these guys. They're big and they're nasty. But at least from an offensive standpoint, you have to try to get in their way.
With the hard throw out to his right. He's dropped around the 23-yard line. What happened there, Chris?
Well, they got caught in man-to-man coverage on that play, and I couldn't tell if the defender slipped a little bit or not. Maybe he just got beat on the play.
Wait, 80.
Back to pass. Short throw to the right. What an open field tackle. Gain of 5 through the air.
Yeah, very safe, simple play, hitting the underneath receiver for a solid gain.
The Seahawks line up with 3 receivers, the quarterback in the shotgun. He drops back, goes through his read, brings this one in. They finally get him, and it looked like he would score, but instead they'll set it up with 1st and goal. Likely 4-down territory here on 1st and goal. A field goal won't do them any good. They'll need to find the end zone on this drive. Brought down behind the line. Nothing doing. They stop him for a loss.
And I really like the discipline of this defense. You never see these guys trying to do too much. They control their gaps, and that time there was nowhere to go.
He's dropped for a loss. Tried the run, but there was nothing available.
And if you can make a running back hesitate just a little, that time you could see there really was no hole, and the running back was just fishing for a place to go.
Back to pass. Flips it out short. What a hit! That catch puts him over 100 yards receiving.
Not much doubt, is there, Tom, as to who this quarterback likes. He found the guy that he's most comfortable with, and he doesn't care which coverage you're in. He's going to this guy.
Nice play fake. Passes. End zone. Nelson gets the interception. Talk about a huge play by the defense there.
Just when you started to think this offense was starting to find themselves, they have a chance here late in the game, you throw an ugly pick, that's a disaster.
From their own 43-yard line. The Jaguars line up with an offset I backfield. They give it to the fullback. Tackled at the 49-yard line. A pickup of 5. That'll bring up 2nd down. 2 minutes left in the ball game. The backfield is in the offset I formation. And they get him right around the 48-yard line. The running back gains 2 yards on the carry. 3rd and 3 now. Ball on the 49-yard line. Jacksonville lines up in a double tight set. Garrard will hand it off. Hit and drops behind the line. The defense got the job done on that play.
Really impressive play that time by this defensive line. It wasn't just one guy, but every guy up front just dominating their guy at the point of attack.
And they'll down it at the 1.
All right, big moment in the game now. They've got to get this thing in the end zone. I expect to see the 2-minute offense, but you don't have to be in the hurry-up offense. Just get to the line of scrimmage, take the short throws that most defenses will give you in this situation. Don't be afraid to use the middle of the field. You have time.
Throws it short. Can't stay in bounds. Incomplete pass. The quarterback led the receiver just a little too much.
Yeah, he put a little too much on that pass and forced the receiver to make the catch out of bounds.
Here we go. Hey, inside.
Back to throw. He throws on the run. He's dropped at the 21. Nice pass play to get the offense out of their own end zone.
Well, so much for trying to just get enough room for the punter, huh? They're playing offense out there. That's a big one.
Nice play fake. With the catch. Dropped behind the line. Nothing doing on that play, so that'll make it second down.
Keep your head, baby. Keep your head. Left call, left call.
The Seahawks changing their play at the line.
Put 15. Put 15. Hey. Keep your eyes open. Come on, D.
Back to throw. Here's the pass. Picked off, and that should do it. He's tackled at the 26-yard line. He steps up and makes the big turnover.
Tremendous play by the defense there, but let's face it, that is a turnover that this quarterback is going to have to live with for several weeks to come.
They go with the run. He makes a great open field tackle. The back gets 3 on the carry. They line up at the 23. Offset I formation in the backfield. They keep it on the ground with the tailback. He's brought down at the 17. Taylor gets 6 yards on the play. Short yardage situation here. They'll need a little less than a yard to convert. Lewis is the motion man. Hands it off. It appears to be short. Nice stop on that play.
Yeah, great defense at the point of attack, but also very impressive the pursuit to the ball. They were all coming there.
Kick is up. Wide right.
Every day. Let's do what we do every day.
And there's the whistle. Our final score is the Jaguars 16, the Seahawks 10.